everybody, it's Jenna from Jenna Stitches. It is Sunday. I don't know why I just had to look. January 1st. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday and their New Year's Eve. Let me know down in the comments if you did anything. We don't do anything for New Year's Eve. My best friend did invite us over, but by the time she invited us, we really just didn't feel like doing anything. My one son was already almost asleep. My other son was being a butt all day yesterday. I didn't really feel too good. My husband was tired, so we just stayed home. Kids passed out. My husband actually fell asleep before all of us, and then I went to bed around 11:30. I could have stayed up and watched them all, but I don't know, it's not really too much fun when you're the only one awake. So we didn't really do anything, but let me know down below what you did. And I really hope everybody has a very fantastic New Year's. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for checking me out. If you like it, think about subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And if you're coming back, thank you so much for returning. I really appreciate that as well. So today's video is going to be a cluster of everything just because I haven't really had time to film. I have been on vacation this week, so I've been kind of enjoying that and rearranging the house, and almost every day I had something to do, so I haven't really had time to make any videos. So I have my weekly progress video that I would normally show on Sundays. I also have the little bit of yarn that I got for Christmas that I'm going to show. I have some Happy Mail to show, and then I also have some exciting news to share with everybody. So I'm going to start off with the Happy Mail because they are Christmas cards. And if you watched my previous videos, I do live in Western New York, very close to Buffalo, New York. Buffalo, New York did get hit really, really hard by the blizzard. And we didn't have mail for 4 to 5 days, I think. The blizzard hit, what? Thursday, I think. Yeah, so Thursday the 22nd, I want to say, is when the blizzard hit. We didn't get mail again until Tuesday the 27th, so almost a whole week without mail. So I did have a few Christmas cards that came in after Christmas, probably because they were stuck in Buffalo. Most of our mail does go into the Buffalo sorting center before it comes to our local post office, so the first one I got is this one, which if you know what this is, you probably already know who it's from. But this is from Heather, the Crochet Witch. So it is a Stranger Things card. It says, wishing you the happiest of holidays and for a new year that feels less like the upside down. Love, Heather, Maverick, and Otis. And those are her two puppies. She also wrote me a little note over here. But I love it so much. I love Stranger Things, definitely not as much as Heather. I don't think anybody can, but I do love it. I've watched it several times, and I actually think I might watch it again pretty soon. Such a good show. If you haven't checked it out, please do. And then here is the second Christmas card I got, which is also very beautiful. And this one is from Taralynn. She is from the channel All Yarned Up. There's actually a picture of her and her rescue dog, Zoe, who's always in her videos. And the card says, may the holidays work their very special magic and fill your heart with peace. Happy holidays, crochet. Happy crocheting. Love, your crochet friend, Taralynn, All Yarned Up. And my rescue Chihuahua dog, Zoe. And there she is again. If you haven't checked out her channel, please go do so. And I'm sure everybody has checked out Heather, the Crochet Witch. I'm sure you're all subscribed, but if you're not, definitely go check her out as well. I will have both of those channels linked down below. And Heather and Taralynn, thank you so much for sending me those. I really do appreciate it. And secondly, I guess I'll show the yarn that I got for Christmas since there's not much of it, which is actually really good. I know I've mentioned a few times already that I do want to try to limit the amount of yarn I bring in 2023 and use from my stash because it's just huge. Actually, the majority of today we've been rearranging, and I just spent maybe an hour and a half rearranging my yarn, and it is now There's this tote bin behind me filled with yarn. I have this really tall, like, armoire type thing in the bedroom filled with yarn. Well, it's not filled with yarn, but I did put yarn in it, and it didn't have yarn in it before. And then my yarn shelves over here, I ended up cleaning up a little bit because I got a new one. But the new one I got replaced one of my old ones that I gave to my son because he needed somewhere to put his stuff. So I didn't really get any extra yarn space. I just got a new shelf, and I just have a lot of yarn. So I'm glad I didn't get too much for Christmas. And actually my exciting announcement for later, unfortunately, already broke my no yarn of 2023 rule, which it wasn't technically no yarn. It was very little and trying to only buy yarn if I'm going to use it right away. So I guess I didn't really break the rule because the yarn I bought I am going to use right away. But I just thought it was really funny that I needed yarn to do this project that I'll talk about in just a little bit. But all of this is from my husband, and he really is the only one who will buy me yarn that I exchange gifts with. I exchange gifts with him, obviously. Well, I guess not obviously. I don't know if everybody does that, but my parents and my best friend and my brother. And my husband's the only one that buys me yarn because everybody else knows I have way too much and I don't need any more. So all of this did come from him. So he got me 2 of these, and this is Karen Cotton Cakes in the colorway Peach Blossom, and these are a medium number 4, 60% cotton, 40% acrylic, 8.8 ounces and 530 yards. So that very, very pretty colorway. I feel like I actually have some of this already, which if I do, that's awesome because I can make a bigger project with it. But I really like the pattern on the ball band. It's just a nice, it's called Step Up Knit Wrap. And I can kind of knit, but I don't know if I can knit that well. So I don't know if I'd want to try it, but the pattern is on the label. So if I feel like it, maybe I will. And then he also got me this. And this is an anniversary cake. Ooh, I almost dropped it. So a Karen anniversary cake. This colorway is Wild Flowers, which actually is a perfect name for it. I never looked at the name of the colorway until right now. This is considered a super bulky number 6. I personally would say it's a number 5. 100% acrylic, 35.3 ounces, and 1,061 yards. So it's beautiful. He knew I wanted an anniversary cake, but he couldn't remember which one I wanted, and there it is. So I definitely already have some projects in mind for what I want to do with that. And actually the top part of that armoire I was just talking about is filled with anniversary cakes, but I kind of know what I want to make with all of them. The very first one I got, I'm not really sure what I want to do with, but the other ones already have projects in mind. I just haven't worked on them yet. And then the next 2 yarns I have, I actually bought for myself, but because I had money off, I already had $5. And really funny, when he was purchasing this yarn, I didn't know where he was or what he was doing. I knew he was out shopping, but that's as much as I knew. And I called him. I was like, "What town are you in?" And he said Batavia, and that's where our Michael's is. It's the one I go to most frequently. And I was like, "Hey, would you mind going to Michael's and getting whatever and using my $5? It's about to expire and I don't want it to." And he's like, "I was just there. Do I have to go back?" And I was like, you know what? At that point, it was Friday. I was like, I have tomorrow off. I'll just head out tomorrow and use it. And I actually ended up having $10 off. So I think these were on sale for $6.99. I paid like $4 altogether. And I got 2 of the Karen spice cakes. Ooh, the other one's stuck behind the camera. There we go. And these are in the colorway Raspberry Rainbow. It is a super bulky number 6. I would say it's probably closer to a number 5. 100% acrylic, 8 ounces, 239 yards. And I actually already have a project in mind for those, which I will probably do either this month or next month, because I think this is a really like Valentine-y color. So maybe I can have that project done by Valentine's Day. So that is all the yarn I got. And then that leads me into my works in progress, which is usually what my Sunday videos are if you're new here. Every Sunday I show what I've worked on throughout the week. Today I'm just adding some extra stuff in. So the first thing I worked on and finished is the baby blanket I was working on for a coworker of mine. Her granddaughter will be born at the end of this month, I believe. So I have showed it previously before, but I have now finished it. And here it is. So it turned out more of a rectangle than a square. It's definitely wider than it's longer. But I think my starting chain was just way too long. And if I would have made it like a complete square, it would have been huge. So I stopped at what I had for the yarn. So like I said, it's wider than it is taller, but I think it's fine. I think it's still a really good size for a baby. And I used all the yarn I had, so that was kind of perfect. Both of these yarns are Craft Smart, which is a Michaels brand. I know this was light pink, and I think this was mint, but I could be wrong. I don't have the ball band anymore since I did use it all. But it did use 2 full skeins of the mint color and 1 full of the pink color once I put the border on. So that is finished. I'm actually gonna message her either tomorrow or talk to her at work on Tuesday and let her know, and have my husband take it to her before he goes to work Tuesday night. The second thing I've been working on, I haven't really made much progress on it since I showed it last, which would have been Wednesday for my Wednesday Works video. I actually didn't touch it until this morning since Wednesday, but I did get 5 rows or 4 rows done. And I finished part 1. So this is the 4 blanket that I've been working on. It is a Hooked on Sunshine pattern. Oh, and I didn't mention the baby blanket is a pattern by Daisy Farm Crochet. I don't remember what the name of the pattern is specifically, but I'll have it linked down below. And this is a Hooked on Sunshine blanket. It is called FOR, like F-O-R. And I am making this for 2 of my coworkers. They are getting married in May. And the one coworker, I've been friends with her for a while, and she's tried crocheting herself. She can do it. Just basic stuff. She hasn't gotten too much into it, but she's always asking me to make her stuff. So I thought this would be a perfect gift. And I have 4 of these colorways. Why'd that sound so weird? 4 of this colorway. There we go. Which I'll show in a second. But when I showed it on Wednesday, I had just finished up here. So I started today with this row of like window stitches and then a row of back loop. And then I started this row, and I only got like halfway done with it before I got up and started doing other stuff. So there that is. Hasn't grown too much, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. And for this, I am using Karen's Skinny Cakes, my label ripped, in the colorway French Vanilla. And these are a lightweight number 3, 100% acrylic, 795 yards. And I have 4 of them. So 4 for the 4. And I don't know how big I'll make it. The pattern is quite large. The first time I made it, I made the full pattern, and it took 12 standard size mandala cakes, which I believe those are 590 yards. So I don't know if I'll have enough to do the complete pattern, but I definitely have enough to make a good size blanket. And the second blanket I made of this pattern, I only used 6 mandala cakes, and it still came out a very good size. So I guess I'll just keep working on it till I run out. So there is that. And I'll probably get some more work on that later today. And then the last thing I've been working on is another pattern I showed on Wednesday. And pretty much the only thing I've worked on all week, except for this morning, I did work on that 4 a little bit, but I just loved making this. I'm not done with it yet. I'll be done with it very soon, but I just absolutely loved making it, and I kind of just went with it. And that is the hexagon granny cardigan. I am following the pattern by Passionate Kelsey here on YouTube. I will definitely have her link down below in the description box too, so I'll make sure I link all 3 of these. But there are many different patterns for the hexagon cardigan. Many people were working on them recently. I know a couple people still are working on some, and I just really wanted to make one, so I did, and it was just so easy and so much fun to make. So here is what I have so far. So the only thing I have left to do is to make it a little bit longer, because it is pretty cropped right now, and to put like the trim on it. I don't know what it's called, but to go around the edges. So there it is. And for this, I did use Lion Brand Mandala in the colorway Genie. I have used 2 so far, and I happen to have 2 that were wound up pretty similar to each other. So both sides of the cardigan look almost identical, which is very surprising. But there it is. There's my sleeves. If you're not familiar with or good at making wearable items, I really do highly suggest starting with this. I've made several before. I've made myself sweaters. I have other cardigans I've made, but this is probably the easiest wearable I have ever made, and it is so customizable. So if you're interested in making a wearable, I definitely highly suggest starting here. Again, I'll have it linked down below, but almost done with that. And that is all I have to show. So that leads me to the exciting news I have. So we are, and I say we because it's myself and a few other channels that I will mention in a second. We are doing a collaboration, and that is going to be me, Heather from Strings and Threads, Jess from J Hook Magic, and Darla from In the Bag Crochet with Darla. I don't know if I said that right. Again, I'll have all 3 channels linked down below. But what we're going to be doing is featuring a pattern every single month. I think our original idea was Yarnspirations, but any pattern that's free throughout the months, we're going to be featuring different patterns and working on them and showing our progress. I almost said projects. I guess that would make sense too. And anybody who wants to join us, definitely feel free to do so. Reach out to one of us, whether it's me, Heather, Jess, or Darla, and let us know that you want to join in, or, you know, let me know in the comments down below. But we're just going to be all picking a pattern, the same pattern, obviously, for each month, and we're going to be working on that project. I explained that horribly. I don't know why it did not make much sense coming out of my mouth, but we have already picked out the pattern for January, and I'll have that link down below as well. It's called the Heartthrob Throw, I think. It is a free pattern from Yarnspirations. It's a corner-to-corner blanket. It is really cute, and the pattern calls for some pink yarns, and I didn't have any, so that is why I said I'm kind of already breaking that rule, because the first one we chose is something I don't have the yarn for, so I had to order it. But we are going to be doing this on Thursdays, and there's a cool little name for it and everything that I'm going to post more about on Thursday, and as well as Heather, Jess, and Darla, because we're going to be starting on Thursday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to start the blanket on Thursday because I don't have the yarn yet. I just ordered it last night. But as soon as it gets here, I'll start. But I will still have a video on Thursday talking about it and what we're going to be doing. Maybe I'll figure out how to insert some pictures and show which colors I'm going to be using, because I did stray away from the colors that are in the pattern just a little bit. It's still going to be pink, but I actually, the pattern is a blanket that says love on it, and the blanket is made with darker pink, a light pink, white for the word love, and then red for there's a heart in the center of the O. And I didn't want any white in it, so I actually ordered 3 different shades of pink. So my heart's actually going to be a different shade too. So my whole, I think I just said 3 different shades. I meant 4. So my whole blanket's going to be pink. It's going to be 4 different shades of pink for that. So maybe I'll do that on Thursday if the yarn doesn't come in. But I did order all, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, and I know their shipping sometimes takes a while. And with me just ordering it yesterday, I don't think it will be here by Thursday. But hey, you never know. But as soon as it's here, I will definitely get started on that blanket, and I'll show you my project. There we go. Progress every Thursday, along with Jess, Heather, and Darla. So definitely, if anybody wants to join in, let us know. I know there is a lot of crochet alongs happening right now, specifically some blankets. So if you want to join in on another one, feel free. We won't always be doing blankets, but that is the first pattern that was picked out, and it's actually really, really cute, and it would be perfect for Valentine's Day. So I'm really excited to work on it. I am thinking about maybe, and I guess today's January 1st, so I should probably make up my mind, but I was thinking about joining in on one of the crochet alongs that are starting right now. There is the Sophie's Universe blanket that a lot of channels are going to be working on throughout the year. And then there is the All in the Family blanket that is a kind of a sister blanket to the circular fall mandala I worked on not too long ago that a few channels are working on too. And I kind of want to get involved and work on them, but I also have a lot going on with, you know, wanting to finish some other projects I already had started and doing this collaboration with the other 3 channels. So I'm still not sure. I guess maybe I'll make up my mind by the end of the week. And if I start late, I start late. We'll see. But that is all I have for you guys. So I hope everybody had a fantastic holiday, and Happy New Year to everyone. And I'll talk to you all in the next one. Bye.